What's up, people of the world? Hey, AP3 jumped, and today, welcome to another vlog. Welcome to the vlogs 151, I believe. I keep forgetting the numbers of these vlogs because I don't do them that often. But when I do, they're usually for special, only made for special occasions such as this. Now today, I'm actually doing two videos before the year ends. I'm doing a video talking about 2019 in a nutshell, and I'm doing a video talking about the 2010s in a nutshell. So yeah, let's get started. Now, I made a couple lists for today's video, and today I'm talking about 2019 in a nutshell. There's actually so much I want to talk about, so I'm going to try to be as brief as I can with everything I discuss. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's Eve. At least by the time I'm recording this. By the time this will be uploaded, it'll probably already be past midnight. Oh well. So, yeah. Where do I even begin? So, I guess I'll start off with the fact that something I noticed even earlier in the year, I noticed this, but 2019 was like the year of anniversaries. There was a shit ton of anniversaries this year for pop culture, and there's a lot of franchises that had anniversaries this year. So I'm just going to go down through the list. So yeah, Marvel Comics had celebrated its 80-year anniversary this year, and earlier in the year I watched like a live stream with, I think it was on Twitter or whatever, and they had these guys discussing Marvel's entire history, and I got to learn all about their history, and that was really fun to watch, and I learned a lot from that, and so it's also been over a year since we lost Stan Lee. I was I was not looking for I was not I was no I was not looking forward to that day, by the way, because I mean I'm I'm absolutely glad Stan Lee lived his fullest life that any person could ever possibly hope to live. He did it. Stan Lee did it all. So I'm glad he lived a full life, but I'm still sad that that he passed away. Even though he lived his longest life, he passed away at 95, which, yeah, that is um I will say, not too many people live that long. So Stan Lee seemed to be quite healthy up until the very end, but I'm still sad that he passed away, regardless of when he passed away. So, because I looked up, he's one person, he's one of those people that I looked up to the absolute most. So, you know. So, anyways, um, I better move on quick through this video. Saturday Night Live celebrated its 45th anniversary this year, and its 45th season. As a result, I remember 5 years ago when SNL had its 3.5 hour 40th anniversary special, and that was very fun to watch. I thought that was a fantastic tribute to Saturday Night Live, and it was one of the best tributes that I had seen for any like television program at the time. So yeah, that was really fun. They didn't really do anything like that this year, but I still can't believe a show like this has been around for 45 freaking years. I mean, this has been on well before I was born, but I've been a fan since since I was a teenager, roughly. Yeah, when I just started high school is when I became a huge fan of SNL, and I'm glad it went past its rough period in, like, I'd say through like 2014 to 2016, but after that it was able to recover quite well, in my opinion. And yeah, Scooby Doo had its 50th anniversary this year. Another franchise I can't believe has been gone on for that long. I've always loved Scooby Doo, and I've also always loved Sesame Street because even that celebrated its 50th anniversary this year. I remember 10 years ago, back when I was watching an episode of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, hosted by Jeff Foxworthy back then, the original version. And that had guest stars from Sesame Street, and that episode I watched, I think it was multiple episodes, was celebrating its 40th anniversary of Sesame Street, and that was very fun to watch. And yeah, Sesame Street is just one of those things where I feel like everyone's watched, and same thing with Scooby Doo. Um, yeah, unfortunately though, we lost Carol Spinney this year. He of course was the guy who played Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. He was a fantastic performer, and I'm really sad to see him go. Again, even though he lived his fullest life that he could possibly live, it's still sad to see him go. And yeah. So next, let's switch gears to some more talk about some more happy news real quick. There were two video games that celebrated their 10-year anniversaries this year. Those being Angry Birds and Minecraft. Now let me tell you, Angry Birds was one of those franchises that I instantly fell in love with. My uncle got me into Angry Birds in around 2010. I didn't get into it super right away because one, I didn't have a smartphone, let alone an iPhone, because you had to play those. Angry Birds came out on iOS first before it was even available on Android phones. So yeah, I've been a huge fan of Angry Birds since like 2010, 2011, and there were some times where I've gone to hiatuses with Angry Birds, where like after like 2014, 2015, I would go on a hiatus and then stop it, and I would go on a hiatus and end my hiatus, and then now I'm still back on Angry Birds hiatus. But before the end of the year, I do want to play a little bit of Angry Birds before um, before the year ends. So yeah, and like I said, I love Angry Birds. It was one of my. I had like five something. I had like over five Angry Birds shirts. I had enough to wear. I had enough shirts to wear a whole week's worth of shirts for school, which I've done by the way in sophomore year. And so yeah, I used to play all the games. I've literally played all the games at one point, but I lost. I didn't keep up with the games after Angry Birds 2. I played a good amount of Angry Birds 2, played most of the levels in all the other games, and in fact, at one point, I'd say around 2012, 2013, I had beaten every single level that there was to play in the original Angry Birds, like the very first version. So, yeah, I love Angry Birds. I love the movie too. I haven't seen the second movie yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be great. So, I also have a feeling that Angry Birds is the first video game movie that I feel like everyone liked. So, and feel like people often forget how fun. I feel like people often forget how fun the Angry Birds movie was, and yeah, that was still a video game movie that was really fun. That came out 3 years ago. And Minecraft. Now, yeah, I love Minecraft too. I played the 10-year anniversary pack earlier in the spring with my sister, and that was fun. You know what's funny? I got into Minecraft in high school. I was real obsessed with year of high school, and it was I had a blast with it. And years later, my sister would get into Minecraft and than I ever did, despite me playing it longer than her. So now since you know, it's funny. I consider myself the Mario guy who knows all about Mario now, but I consider Bella the Minecraft person because she's the person I go to for Minecraft questions. She knows all about Minecraft, and if there's something if I have a question about Minecraft, I will always ask her, and she has no problems. She has no problems telling me. And let's see. the movie Avatar had its 10-year anniversary. Now, this was my favorite movie of all time for many years, and is definitely still one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm going to rewatch it again on New Year's Eve before the year ends. I've seen this movie so many times. I even watched the deluxe version on like Blu-ray with like 30 minutes of extra footage or whatever for just extra story context. But yeah, it's Avatar is still definitely one of my favorite movies. Even, I haven't seen it in a while, so I'll be glad to rewatch it before the year ends. And I remember when this first came out. I remember first seeing the trailer for it, and both my dad and I mistook it for being a movie based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hell, even the font used, Papyrus, looked similar to the font used for The Last Airbender, but that wasn't the case at all. And I remember my dad took me to the theaters to see. I remember when my dad took me to the theaters to see this movie, and I was away. It became the highest grossing film for like how many years until Avengers Endgame finally broke its record. Yeah, that was insane. What is with these? I can't do anything about this hair until I get it cut. Damn it, man, it sucks. And also, The Matrix celebrated its 20 year anniversary. Yeah, those were great movies as well. I love Keanu Reeves. I love all his movies. He's just a real great guy overall. And also, Lego Star Wars celebrated its 20-year anniversary. I remember, like, for some of these things, I remember when the previous anniversaries were celebrated and being a part of those. Because, this is no exception. I remember when the 10-year anniversary of Lego Star Wars was being celebrated. And Lego was celebrating it in a big way. I found out what they were doing, like, through the Lego magazines. Because I used to get the Lego magazines because the Lego magazines were fucking awesome. I don't know if they still make them anymore. But, excuse me. Yeah, the Lego magazines were fucking great. I loved them. And yeah, Lego Star Wars was the very first license that Lego made a theme for, and yeah, they haven't stopped ever since. And yeah, I also love the Lego Star Wars video games. Those were the first Lego games I ever played. They're not the first ones ever made, but they're the first Lego games. Lego Star Wars was the first Lego game made to be in that format, because there were Lego games made in the 90s that I never played. But anyway, yeah. And also, SpongeBob SquarePants celebrated its 20 year anniversary this year. I cannot fucking believe something like SpongeBob has been around for so damn long. Like, the show came out when I was 3 years old. 3 fucking years old. And earlier, I watched the 20th anniversary special, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout. You can watch my review of that. I'll either put it in my review in the description or in a title card or whatever. But just in case you haven't seen that video, my thoughts on it were, I thought it was a fantastic tribute to the SpongeBob series, and it was just a blast to watch, and just from start to finish. And you know what's funny? The Simpsons celebrated its 30-year anniversary of being on television as well. So now I had seen all the Tracy Ullman shorts previously, because those were around in the mid 80s, I think. So yeah, the Tracy Ullman shorts are definitely very interesting. But The Simpsons is definitely one of those shows where it definitely made history. It influenced a lot of other shows in its wake. Because yeah. It influenced Family Guy. It influenced lots of other shows. Family Guy celebrated its 20-year anniversary too. And let's see what else. I'm about to sneeze. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Also, yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles celebrated its 35-year anniversary. Now, I was never a die-hard Ninja Turtles fan, but I always loved the franchise. I was always sort of a casual fan, despite me always really loving the franchise. I'd I haven't seen every iteration of Ninja Turtles. I've seen I've seen most of the movies. Well, not most of them. I've only seen a few of the movies. The old live action movies and the first Michael Bay movie that was made. But yeah, all in all, I really love Ninja Turtles. I just wish I had. It's just one of those franchises that I wish I would have fully invested myself in. And let's see. Um, two television shows celebrate 10-year anniversary. Modern Family and The Middle. Now, I remember when these shows first came out. The Middle ended last year, but Modern Family is still going on. But I think it's in its final season. And yeah, so I was still in middle school when these shows came out. So yeah, and I've loved them ever since. And they became some of my favorite sitcoms ever made. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And the Lego Movie celebrated its 5-year anniversary, and yeah, the Lego Movie instantly became one of my favorite movies of all time, one of my favorite anime movies of all time by far. And we finally got a direct sequel this year. Excuse me, being the Lego Movie 2, the second part that came out in February, and in the past years, we've had two other spin-off movies, the Lego Batman movie and the Lego Ninjago movie. Um, so, yeah, and I think we're getting even more Lego movies on the way. So, yeah, that's fun. So, Jesus, what else? What do I want to talk about next? Oh, something that something I've been paying attention to since like 2010, 2011 is that I've always found new favorite shows to watch. Since I've been keeping track of it in like 2011, I've always had like one or two or three new favorite shows that come out. And this year I had like 8 new favorite shows that came out, and like 8 that would be on my all that would be on like all-time favorite list, kind of, sort of. But even that, even besides that, there's even more TV shows that I found that weren't exactly my favorites, but they were still great new shows. Like 2019 was a great year for new television shows. Um, we're gonna talk about shows that I've watched, but wasn't I wasn't wouldn't consider them my new favorite shows, but they were definitely shows I enjoyed. Batwoman made its premiere this year, and Batwoman has been pretty good, from what I could tell. And there's this there's this new animated sitcom for Animation Domination that came out this year, Bless the Hearts. It's a fine show. I mean, it's harmless. It's good background noise. It's one of those it kind of gives me King of the Hill vibes a little bit, but that's that's a harmless show. Not the best show of all time, but it's still enjoyable in my opinion. Um, Good God, what else? There's this other show that I would consider not my favorite, not one of my favorite new shows this year, but it's definitely a new show that I loved watching this year. And that is a very interesting show called Almost Family. Now, this show has a very interesting premise, and there's a lot of interesting and compelling drama that happens in the episode. I mean, in the show. So, yeah. It's If you haven't watched that, it's on Fox. So, I highly recommend you give it a watch. It's something it has a very interesting premise. So yeah, you should definitely watch it if you haven't. Now, when it comes to like new like absolute favorite shows that came out this year, I remember how I just said I had like usually 2 or 3. This year I had like 8 absolute favorite new shows for 2019. And in order, these are The Masked Singer. Now, I'll talk about these one by one. Now, when I heard of weird and interesting, it was definitely the most unique competition show I had seen in a very long freaking time. So yeah, it had its first season earlier this winter, and it just recently had its second season this this fall, and it just ended. So it does have a third season on the way, premiering after the Super Bowl. So yeah, Masked Singer is definitely a very fun and unique show. So and then after that comes Amphibia. Now I've talked about Amphibia on this channel before. I did, as a matter of fact, I did a review of the season one finale. Now this show definitely became one of my favorite new cartoons of the year, and it's just very fun to watch. It stars one of my favorite new. I'm a little scatterbrained. I've talked about so much stuff in like 20 minutes. It stars a Disney alumni. You got Brenda Song, who's a Disney Channel veteran. She's been on stuff like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior, and also the voice of Goofy is also on that show, Bill Farmer. So yeah, Amphibia is just a great show. I really love this show. It became one of my all time favorite cartoons, actually. And after that was was Infinity Train. Now this was a mini series. It was first revealed to be a mini series, but spoiler alert, there's actually a second season coming out sometime next year. They even released a trailer for it called Infinity Train Book 2. Now this show is very interesting as well. I really loved watching this. It was a blast to watch. I did a review for the entire first season as well. So yeah, I did reviews for lots of new animated stuff that happened this year. And the Casa Grandes, the spin-off series for the Loud House, the highly anticipated spin-off series, has been freaking great so far. There has not been a single bad episode, and I absolutely love it. And yeah. Now, I think I'm going to. I don't know if I want to take a break. I don't know how long I want this video to be. But there's another show that I watched this year that did not premiere this year, but I still watched it this year. See, sometimes I watch new shows in given years that don't debut the year that I watch them. Like I don't wind up watching them the year they premiere, basically. This has happened with a few of my favorite shows. It happened with My Little Pony. It also happened with The Good Place. I'll talk about My Little Pony later on. But a show that has had it's not just any show. It's an anime. This show is the anime that got me back into anime. And this, I'm glad I finally get to talk about this. It's a little show called Little Witch Academia. Now, this has interesting history. It first premiered as an OVA back in 2013, like a 23-minute OVA, and then it had like a 53-minute little movie made in 2015 called Little Witch Academia: The Enchanted Parade, and then the TV series was produced in 2017 with just one 26-episode season, split into like two halves. Very much how SpongeBob has split up its seasons in later years. There's this Little Witch Academia has season 1A and season 1B. Although Netflix erroneously describes them as being two separate seasons. They kind of feel like two separate seasons, but they're not separate seasons. So yeah, I don't talk about this a lot on my YouTube channel, but I have watched a lot of anime in my day. The first anime I ever watched was Pokemon, the Pokemon anime, of course, when I was a kid. And in high school is really where my anime fix sort of started to blossom a little bit. I was in anime club for my junior and senior years of high school, and I got to watch a bunch of stuff that I never got to watch, and I'm glad I got to watch. And so I've definitely watched. I haven't watched every anime in existence, or even like a giant chunk of it, but I have watched enough anime in my lifetime to know what are my favorites shows. Like Nichijou, one of my favorite fucking anime ever. It's extremely hilarious. I never finished it, but from what I watched, it's just fucking hilarious. And so anyway, back to Little Witch Academia. I just need to give you all that background real quick. So yeah, this show, I love it. It's definitely right up there in being one of my favorite animated shows of all time. It's right for me personally. It's right up there on that podium of being one of my favorite animated shows, along with The Loud House and My Little Pony. This show means that freaking much to me, and I'm glad I discovered it because I discovered these characters earlier on in the year, like way back in the spring and winter. I discovered them on Twitter. I saw fan art of them. I didn't really know who these characters were. Knew I kind of learned their names on Twitter, like just very sparsely knew who they were. But once I started watching the show, I knew I would fall in love with these characters, but I knew these characters would be absolutely charming. But once I started watching, I fell in love with these characters. They're absolutely great, and yeah, this is just one of those shows that it gives me a lot of it gives me a lot of it reminds me of a lot of stuff I've watched previously. um Despite it being an anime, it has a lot of parallels to a lot of other existing franchises. Like, it has obvious parallels to Harry Potter. There's even a Sorcerer's Stone, but there's parallels to other things as well. There's some other Western references too, which I appreciate, and there's some the music is excellent. The not the theme songs for both the intros and outros, they're all fucking fantastic. Even though I can't understand what's being sung in those songs, I still feel the emotional impact that those songs have. All four of the theme songs, the intro songs and the credit songs. But yeah, also like the background music in the show is really great, and yeah, I absolutely. All in all, I love this franchise, and I'm sad it only has just one season. However, by the end of the series, I was immensely proud of Atsuko Kagari, aka Ako, and the rest of her friends. By the end of it, I don't want to give anything away in case y'all haven't seen it, but yeah, I love these characters to death. I love them a whole lot, and they mean just as much to me as characters from The Loud House and My Little Pony. So yeah. I hope to get to talk about the show more someday, but I don't have time to. I've already talked a lot in this video. So yeah, let's see. Some other favorite shows that came out this year: Blue's Clues and You, the anticipated sequel series to Blue's Clues. You know, it was like the first TV series that I ever remember getting into. It's one of the first franchises that I ever proclaimed as being one of my favorite franchises because I was 3 years old when I got into Blue's Clues. I watched the entire original series run, and I felt like I owed it to myself to watch Blue's Clues and You because, you know, I was just while watching it, I was feeling incredibly nostalgic, and I was also feeling uh immense joy from watching it. I felt like a kid again, like with all the memories. And I really love the new host, Josh De La Cruz. He's a great new host. He really is, and he's a great successor to the previous hosts, Joe and Steve. So yeah. Also, Blue looks cute in 3D. She's never looked cuter, honestly. And let's see. There's some other new shows. Two more shows I want to talk about. Green Eggs and Ham. Now this surprised me. This show, I love the Dr. Seuss universe, by the way. It's one of my favorite fictional universes. I just love Dr. Seuss anything. So this show took me by surprise. I need to catch up on it. I'm only a couple episodes in, but from what I've seen, it's been a really great show, and I can't wait to finish watching it. Excuse me. Now, the last new show I want to talk about that I absolutely love, and I think everyone loves, is none other than The Mandalorian. Now, it's the very first thing I watched on Disney Plus, and I've absolutely loved everything about it. Yes, it's just what can I say? It what can I say that hasn't been said? And it it's great. Yeah, Baby Yoda is adorable. We still don't exactly know the origins of Baby Yoda, but there is going to be a season 2 of The Mandalorian next year, so look forward to that. And good fucking god, I've been talking for 30 fucking minutes. So yeah, I want to talk about a couple more things. There are a couple of TV shows that were in their final seasons, such as um, let's see, um, Fuller House had its final season this year. I haven't finished watching it yet, but I have a feeling it's going to end pretty well, in my opinion. I've always liked Fuller House, and um, let's see, Mr. Robot is in its started having its final season this year as well, and Mr. Robot was my new favorite show in 2015. So yeah, I can't wait to see how Mr. Robot ends. And now two of my favorite shows from high school ended this year: My Little Pony and The Big Bang Theory. Yes, I did reviews of both of these. I did a review of the big one when it was done. Yeah, I've always loved The Big Bang Theory. Not everyone loves it, but I always have, and I definitely understand why people hate it. But it's just Big Bang Theory is just one of those shows I always loved personally. You don't have to agree with me, but Big Bang Theory was always one of my favorite shows of all time. And My Little Pony, My Little Pony, this freaking show. Now I've already talked about this because season 9 happened this year. This was the first season of My Little Pony that I did reviews for, that I did episode reviews for, because I felt like I owed it to myself to review season 9 in its entirety, because it was the final season. And yeah, I absolutely am glad that I got to do it. If you saw my review for the My Little Pony finale, yeah, that was insane. There were a lot of there were a lot of finales this year, some of which have made me cry. Actually, the My Little Pony finale made me cry. The Amphibia season 1 finale made me cry. The Little Witch Academia finale also made me cry, by the way. I forgot to tell you that, but yeah. I still want to do my review. Not review. I still want to do my discussion video with someone talking about the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic in its entirety and its legacy. So I might have to wait till next year to do it. So but I'm still going to do that video with someone. I already know who's going to be in the video. Someone I think is perfect to be in a video like this. So some movies, great movies came out this year. You know, big like landmark movies came out this year. Avengers Endgame. I even did a review for that, and I did a co-review with my mom, and that was a great movie. Just all in all, great fucking movie. And also WrestleMania had its 35th anniversary. I forgot about that. Yeah, WrestleMania. I did a co-review with my friend Michael Ray, for WrestleMania 35 earlier in the year, and it was 35 minutes. I don't remember if that was intended, but the fact that my WrestleMania 35 discussion video was 35 minutes, that's just pretty damn hilarious to me. Whether I planned that or not, I don't remember if I did. Either way, that's just cool that even happened. But yeah, I don't know what else I want to talk about. This has also been a great year for animation, whether it be for new animated shows or new animated TV like specials, like Invader Zim Enter the Fortress. Did a review for that. Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling, did a review for that. Dora and the Lost City of Gold, have not seen that yet, but I really want to. Some other great movies that came out this year: Joker. Speaking of Joker, there's two Jokers that made themselves known this year. Hell, I'm going all over the place, but yeah. Steven Universe had some new stuff that premiered this year. I didn't watch those because I never kept up with Steven Universe. I wanted to, but I never did. I know I've heard nothing but great things about Steven Universe this year though, and Has Been Hotel made a great premiere. Had a great premiere this year as well. Loved that, and Hell of a Boss was also good. Um, I although I personally found um, Has Been Hotel to be more fun than Hell of a Boss. I just think Hell of a Boss didn't have as much of a fun factor as Has Been Hotel, in my opinion. Um, yeah, I don't know how long I've been talking. Good God, I've been talking for 35 fucking minutes now, with no breaks. uh, yeah, yeah. The Joker movie came out yet? I still haven't seen it yet, but I know it's a great fucking movie. Um, and also, that's not the only Joker that made them. The a Joker from Persona 5, um, made himself known in Smash Brothers this year. Yeah, Super Smash Brothers DLC this year has been fucking excellent, and there's even more on the way next year. Who knows how much more content we'll get for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? That's continued throughout this entire year, and yeah, love Smash Ultimate. But you guys already know that. So also Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled came out this year. I haven't played that yet, but I really want to. A lot of great video games came out this year too, by the way. Super Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion 3, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Yeah, I'm behind on video games, but also Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I got that for Christmas. I have yet to play that because I need to squeeze that into my list of games that I need to play. I'm gonna play all of these games. I still have so many new games to play. Fallen Order included, but I cannot wait to play every single one of them. But I'm going to take my time with everything, though. I've even sort of planned out ahead of time what games I still have to play and what order I'm going to play them in. Um, yeah, so that's it. I think my video is about done now. And personally, I feel like when it comes to the entertainment industry, 2019 has been pretty damn great. But unfortunately, it hasn't been all good because we have lost some people this year. I mean, I know people pass away every year, but we lost some. There were some pretty heavy hitters this year. Yeah, Desmond Amofa sadly took his own life this year, and that really fucking hurt when I found that out. It still fucking hurts. Like, I know it's been like half a year now, but it still fucking hurts that he's gone and he's never. I I wish he could. I wish he could come back, but that's not how life works, unfortunately. Edgar was a great person. He was a fantastic entertainer. Yeah, and I've talked about him before, but yeah, I miss Etika, man. Okay, up there, Etika. We all love you, and yeah, a couple more people have passed away this year. I want to discuss really quick. Cameron Boyce. Now he was a very prominent Disney Channel actor. He was in let's see. He was in the Descendants movies. He was in the TV show Jesse. He was also in the Grown Ups movies. And poor guy passed away in his sleep at age 20. He had passed away in his sleep due to a seizure in his sleep. When people die in their sleep, that makes me extra sad because it's like the poor person in question didn't know that was going to happen. It was like just complete unexpected kind of death, and those are the kinds of deaths that really make me sad. And uh, another death that happened this year, Russie Taylor The voice, none other than she was acting the voice of Minnie Mouse, and poor woman, she passed away this year. She died of old age, also, like Carol Spinney and even Stan Lee. But still, regardless of how someone passes away, doesn't matter to me. However a person passes away, it's still sad. Whether a person passes away naturally or forcefully, it still hurts. And that's, I don't, my brain's a little fried at this point. But it's true. I hate seeing people pass away, regardless of how someone dies. So, yeah, I hate to end on a sour note, but there was a lot that to discuss in this video. I talked about like probably, good God, this video is 40 fucking minutes. I probably talked about 40 something things in this amount of time. So let me end off this video with, of course, none other than randomness, obviously. So the random objects of the day are something that I got with my GameStop gift card. I still have more stuff to get with my GameStop gift cards, but I get those every year for Christmas. But after all these years, I finally got myself the 3-pack for the Splatoon amiibo, like the first ones that were made. Okay, let's see if all right, the lighting is better here. Yes, I got this first Splatoon amiibo 3-pack that was made for the Inkling Girl, the Inkling Squid, and the Inkling Boy. Yeah. Now, my biggest video game regret is not actually playing the Splatoon games. However, I still love the Inklings to death. And, yeah, they're just absolutely adorable. I love them. I do love playing them. I do love playing as them in the games I have been able to play as them in, like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. They're one of the first characters I ever unlocked in Smash Ultimate. And, yeah, I feel like personally it's a little bit too late for me to get into the Splatoon series, because I feel like I had to be in the moment in order to have played the Splatoon games properly. You know what I'm saying? Like being a part of the Splatfests, for example. But yeah, hell. And yeah, I think I'm about done with this video. Oh boy, I gotta take a shower in a little bit. It's like 12:14. So yeah. Also, I'll give you I think I just gave you I gave you a shit ton of random fun facts in this video, but random fun fact I do want to bring to your guys' attention is that I don't know, I don't know. Did you know that Crash Bandicoot was the very first video game franchise I ever played at age 3, even before Mario? I played Crash Warped first, then played the rest of the original trilogy backwards. So I played Warped first, then Crash 2, then Crash Bandicoot, and yeah, the rest is history. So yeah, I'm finally done with this video. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed my personal overview for 2019. And my next video, I'm going to talk about the 2010s as a whole in a nutshell. I'm going to be a little bit more brief with that video, so bear with me. So I don't know what else to say. My brain is fried. So if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned for my very last video before the year ends. And yeah, I talked about so much stuff in this video. But anyway, like the video if you liked it, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make. Now, once again, I'm Alex Swimmer, aka AP3Jump. Thank you so much for watching till the end. That's it for me, and I will see you soon. Goodbye. And I can't wait to see Andre Meadows' yearly roundup videos that he always does. He always does like the best. I can't wait to see his best of 2019 and worst of 2019 videos, because he always does the best and worst of videos of. He always talks about the best stuff out of the year and the worst stuff out of the year for like every year. So and I've been watching him since 2016, so those have always been fun to watch. All right, so those are going to be a lot more condensed than mine, but oh well. Once again, I'm Alex Swimmer, aka AP3Jump. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That is it for me, and I will see you in the next video. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.